It's that time again for everyone's favorite show, EagleVision.
You sure are right.
I love how the community supports the football team going to state.
Speaking of the community, I wonder who helps out.
Let's send it down to Big Al to find out.
Hey everyone, it's that time of year again where the leaves are falling and the snow is coming. And sometimes it may be hard for families to get by, especially during the winter. Let's go see what her CERT team does to help in the area.
I joined CERT team because I needed service hours and to help the community.
I joined CERT team because I was looking for more things to do and I really liked hanging out with my friends.
I joined CERT team because I thought it'd be fun and I heard that there's nice rewards if you try to do a college or something like that.
I would say the best part is being able to help the community as well as volunteering with your friends.
The best part of CERT team is probably the food in the morning and getting to do things with a group of friends.
So I haven't done much in it, but so far probably going in and eating the food on Fridays when we meet.
We meet once a month.
How often do you meet for CERT team?
We meet for CERT team once a month.
So far we've only met once. We're about to meet again this week, so probably once or twice a month.
Now that we heard about what the upperclassmen think of CERT team, let's go see what the freshmen think of CERT team.
Every year that I know of, they give out these slips, and if you sign them and put down your information on it, you have a chance of being accepted.
You can go into Mr. Walter's room right when you walk in, and then there is a sheet where you can sign up.
Now that you guys have heard about CERT team, hopefully it can encourage you guys to join and hopefully change the world. Now back to you guys.
That's crazy how much they do for our community.
Speaking of crazy, there's a lot of things that can go wrong on a farm.
Let's send her down to Dylan where he talks more about farm safety.
Hi, I'm Dylan Doyle, back with your Ag Update, and this week we're talking about farm safety. According to CDC.gov, agriculture ranks among the most hazardous industries. Farmers are at very high risk for fatal and non-fatal injuries, and farming is one of the few industries in which family members are also at risk for fatal and non-fatal injuries. In 2019, 410 farmers and farm workers died from a work-related injury, resulting in a fatality rate of 19.4 deaths per 100,000 workers. Transportation incidents, which include tractor overturns, were the leading cause of death for these farmers and farm workers. Now that you know some facts about farm safety, let's get into some interviews.
The most dangerous part about farming is probably when you're dealing with grain augers and PDO shafts, those things. If you get clothing stuck in that, that can kill you right there at the scene, so that's something you gotta worry about. Don't be dumb, really. Be intelligent in what you do. Be cautious, especially when you're around augers, like I said. That's probably the most dangerous piece of equipment on the farm. Make sure you're seen by semi-drivers, truck drivers, whatever you want to say. Big piece of equipment can run you over and kill you at the scene. I'm worrying about everything going on at one time, especially fall. There's a lot of moving pieces of equipment on the road, and when you're working at the grain setup, there's truck drivers everywhere, and that's something you gotta worry about.
I'm Dylan Doyen, and that was your Ag Update. Back to you, Olin and Jacob.
I'm glad that people can learn how to stay safe on a farm.
You know, it's almost lunch, and you know what's after lunch? Recess.
Sierra, tell us more about middle school recess.
Last week on Middle School Minute, we talked about everybody's favorite time of day, lunch. In the middle school, after lunch, they head outside for recess. Let's see how much it's changed since I was in middle school.
favorite part of recess is football because I enjoy playing with my friends and having fun for a little break from school.
My favorite part of recess is probably just having time to hang out with my friends and mess around.
My favorite part of recess is probably playing volleyball or just hanging out with friends.
Well, I'd rather be in the gym or outside. I would probably rather be outside because there's a lot more stuff to do and it's not as crammed with more people.
I'd rather be outside because I just like being outside, and the gym is like really packed.
Outside because I really like the outdoors and it's fun because there's a lot more room and your friends can spread out instead of being all confined in one spot.
Craziest thing I've ever seen happen, fall over a lot.
Probably a kid flying off the swing.
Doesn't look like recess has changed much since I was in middle school. Let's check in with the staff to see what it looks like from their perspective.
Miss Phillips was feeling a little camera shy today, but she did let us interview her. So she enjoys watching over middle school recess because she can see the kids run and play and have fun with their friends. She prefers first to be outside because of the fresh air and the space. And the craziest thing she ever saw was when a kid fell asleep in a tree.
I'm Sierra, and that is Middle School Minute. Take it away, Jacob and Alden.
Thanks, Sierra.
Let's recap back down to lunch and talk to the lunch ladies.
Let's go to Electra to talk about our cooks.
Hey, it's Electra, and I'm back! This week, we're going to be talking about cooks and all the people that help feed us. We can't eat if we don't have a meal plan, so let's go meet the meal director, Heather.
My job entails the overall management of the food service department at all 3 of the locations. So I plan menus, hire staff, sanitation, safety, make sure the food's here.
Generally, I help the kids go through the lines for lunch and breakfast, and I enter payments. I do projects for Heather, who is the director, and then I just help out as needed. I feel like it's a great community to be a part of, and the hours are really nice to work around my kiddo.
The favorite lunch to serve, because the students enjoy it so much, would be the turkey dinner, which they only get twice a year, Thanksgiving and Christmas time, and it's one of the students' favorites.
I would say the cheese breadsticks. Generally, they're one of my favorites, so.
Now that we have met the faces behind the food, let's take a look at the people who actually make and serve the food.
My job entails prepping breakfast for a little over 100 kids. And then at that point in time I turn around and we're doing now prepping lunch. Well, I don't know that I really have a favorite lunch. It's more so the job in general, just being part of with you and interacting with you kids is kind of the highlight of my job.
That's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I would just like to thank all of the cooks and everyone that helps get our meals together. Alright, I'll see you next time on Unfamiliar Faces.
I'm glad the cooks are working so hard to make sure all of us are fed.
No kidding. I'm glad we can eat here than driving to town to get a bite.
I could really use some driving tips on driving in town.
You know, let's send it down to Essen and Grant to get some more. Welcome back to EagleVision, and today on How to Teen, we'll be talking about driving.
I do crossing guard in the morning, every morning. I've done it for the last 4 years. I've done some after school crosswalk too, and it gets pretty hectic as buses are trying to leave, and they're all there at one time. They're not spaced out. Like in the morning, they're spaced out so you can kind of hold this. I got 2 more buses to come here at this time, but right away when people are going to work, they're in the morning. So at about 7:30 or 7:40, it gets pretty wild sometimes. Hopefully a stop sign. You know, part of some of the other things. I don't like I said before, like an animal or person walking on the side of the road.
Did you know that the second leading cause of teen deaths is car crashes?
By myself, yes. With my friends, no. Yeah, I hit a deer a couple times. Music and their surroundings, and if they have other people in the vehicle.
Yes. If I need to be, I can be a safe driver. I'm not always 100% of the time safe, I'll admit, but if I have people in the car that I need to take care of, I can be a safe driver. I have never been in an accident, never hit anyone or gotten hit. I mean, I've like swerved kind of into the ditch on a gravel road once, but like I've never gotten close to hitting the car.
First time. I had a very good driver ed instructor. So we had to know all of the, what do you call that under the hood?
Well, that's it for this episode. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Grant and Eston.
Now coaches might be able to trust our driving more.
On the topic of coaches, I wonder what they do to prepare for practice.
Let's send it down to Fish to find out.
This week on sports, we will be talking to the fall coaches. Now, down to the cross-country coach, Mr. Keeney.
I became a coach when I first started student teaching, and I wanted to kind of get a little bit more involved in that school that I was student teaching at, and it's always a real good way to build relationships with the students.
Mr. Keeney went on to say that his favorite part of the season is at the end when the athletes are achieving their PRs.
I became a coach by playing volleyball when I was in high school and college, and then after college we moved back to the area. They had a volleyball coach position open, and so applied for that. So my favorite memory from coaching is this year when we beat Waseca in our regional play. The thing I like most about coaching is just getting to see players grow from when they were freshmen up to when they're seniors.
Thank you, Mrs. Dean, for telling us about your coaching job here at Maple River. Now to Mrs. Zern with her coaching experience being the tennis coach.
I became a coach, volunteering the first 2 years, and then Coach A retired, resigned, left the district, and Mr. Pfeffer didn't want to do all of the head coach stuff. So I like that I get to work with the kids, and it's just kind of making the connections with anywhere from 6th through 12th grade and just getting to know the girls better.
I became a coach because I love working with kids, and I was fortunate enough to be hired here at Maple River, hired to coach football and track and field. Favorite memory coaching football would have to be storming the field after our second Blue Earth game. That was pretty awesome, running out there with the kids and high-fiving everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Reuter. That's all for sports this week. Back up to Jacob and Alden.
Thanks, Fish.
You know, my back has really been hurting me lately.
Yeah, and the coaches are pushing us so hard since we're going to state.
I wonder if there's anywhere I can go to get my back readjusted.
There's actually a place in town that helps with that. It's called OPS.
Well, let's send it down to Cody to tell us more about it.
OPS clinics located at 313 Main Street Northeast, Mapleton, Minnesota specialize in chiropractic services, medical services, laboratory diagnostics, and screenings to help provide a positive research-based experience for everyone. Some of their services include rehabilitation, primary family care, COVID testing, strep testing, DOT physicals, and chiropractic manipulative therapy. Give them a call at 507-524-4000 or visit their website at www.opsclinics.com.
Thanks, Jordan, for helping us throughout our sports careers.
Well, that's all the time we got for this episode.